Hello and welcome back to Wolf vs. Ponies, and man does it feel good to be back in the forest, especially away from that evil CatTazTrophy.
Hey, Wolf! Where were you? I was supposed to meet you here as soon as possible as you got through the mirror. Did you forget about Equestria and human time?
Oh yeah, that's right, I spent one day in there, but by this world's standards, that's 10 moons. Well, sorry about that, but
Oh, you're sorry. Well, that makes up for it.
alright, how about we do a collaboration again?
What do you have in mind?
Well, let's actually look into the background of some of our main 6 characters.
Oh, I got an idea. Why don't we start with Pinkie Pie, since she is the mascot of the My Little Pony, at least when the hub was still on. But she is one of my favorites, and I'll do everything to defend her.
Alright, well, let us begin.
Where to start? I mean, Pinkie Pie is the element of laughter. She's basically a giant pink rocket ready to explode with fireworks. That's what the kind of character she is. Pinkie Pie is the comic relief of the show. She's the all-loving hero. Her whole life is dedicated to making people smile. She's completely selfless. What more can you want from a character?
Well, she's also like the most immature character ever in MLP. Besides the Crusaders, of course. I mean, like I said, she's very immature because she is the youngest of them, or possibly the youngest. You don't think close to age that she's 1 year younger than Fluttershy.
Well, Pinkie Pie's age might be a bit unknown, and she is very likely an adult, but she reminds adults that it's okay to be immature and be a kid again. Kind of a good reminder to the bronies who like this show, considering that I'm pretty sure most of the bronies are adults or very mature, but it's a great reminder that it's okay to be immature. Pinkie Pie breaks tension, she's funny, and everybody loves her for it. And you gotta admit, that's a good sign to send to adults.
It may be a good sign, but at times she's overly immature. Like in the Crystal Empire when she dresses up as a spy and runs around. Yeah, I don't see Sam Fisher doing that at all.
Yeah, but it's strongly implied that Pinkie might actually be secretly intelligent.
How do you mean?
Well, for starters, she has files on everyone in Ponyville, knows everything about someone's life, including the birthday, and she has her secret underground cave. Unlike Cupcakes, it's not horrific. It's more of an office. She may actually be more organized than Twilight Sparkle.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Besides, that just proves that she's a stalker. Does that make her a better character?
No, but it makes her more funny. She does get a lot of shipping with friends who go out of their way to have her and Rainbow Dash together or any other pony, but it's just a sign of what a good friend she is, considering that she cares about them. Some people might actually say that Pinkie Pie doesn't know what romantic love is, mostly platonic examples, but that's great all by itself, considering that she cares so much about others with no strings attached. Oh, but she does have a tendency to be too optimistic and happy and emotional, and sometimes if she doesn't get her way, she'll break down crying a lot, mostly because she thinks that people don't like her, they're outright rejecting her.
So she's emotional when she can. Boy, another good character quality for her. When she doesn't get her way, she throws a fit. Or cries.
Or comes to near suicidal tendencies, like in Party of One, where she spends time alone talking to herself and quite obviously losing her mind. Some people actually thought that was a sign of a serial killer in the episode, but I don't think they would have gone that far.
Speaking of Party of One, she doesn't seem that mentally stable. As you said in the episode, she does break down and pretty much goes into a psychotic state. And then later in the episode Party Pooped, she pretty much goes crazy when all the pressure's put on her by her friends.
Well, it's a sign that Pinkie Pie might be smarter than she looks, considering that she cares about making people happy, but she knows she has to go through trouble and find out what they like, not what she likes, which is often what causes the problem because she doesn't understand people, and that's what her character development is. She's learning to be more accepting of others and how they want to be friends with her, like Cranky Doodle Donkey, who didn't like her happy, wild Genkai girl antics. Instead, she learned that some people do like being alone, and she makes up for it in the end by reuniting him with his lost love.
And then annoys them at the end with another song.
Well, she's the music meister. She's the music meister. She'll put you in a trance and she'll make you all dance. She loves singing songs, and her songs are good. Have you heard Smile and her sing off with Weird Al Yankovic?
Yes, I have heard those. But have you also heard Evil Enchantress, the Piggy Dance song?
All great songs, by the way. Can't believe Libman sung them herself.
And I can't believe Ingram wrote them.
Neither can the audience. But Pinkie Pie's songs have the most effort put into them. That's how much they care about her singing quality. Although her voice actress Andrea Libman does sing as Fluttershy and sometimes as Pinkie, it's mostly Shannon Chan Kent who does the singing as Pinkie Pie. And she does do a spectacular job, actually, because she does sound dead on as Pinkie Pie. Unlike Kazumi Evans, who obviously doesn't sound a thing like Rarity when she sings, which is why people like Kazumi much better than Jermaine. But Pinkie Pie is very funny, and her voice can be a bit high-pitched, as example in the finale. And her tendency to scream things a lot will definitely annoy audiences, but it's mostly to show how fun and happy she is, that she just has to scream everything she says. However, Pinkie Pie is smarter than she looks. For example, she knew that Starlight Glimmer was evil, and her whole society was a bit suspicious, considering that she could tell that the smiles were definitely off. Wolf, what do you say to that? She knew the villain was evil before the characters did this time.
So she sees one character that's evil, but everyone else praises them. What about Cancel Out Wedding, when Twilight did that? When she saw through Chrysalis's disguise? Did we get any praise for her?
No, she was mostly concerned about how her party would be appealing to 6-year-olds. But we do see that she does hide some inner pain in herself, mostly when she doubts herself, as I keep saying. And we find out her tragic past, where she used to work on a rock farm for a living with a family that suspiciously doesn't look a thing like her, raising questions that she might have been adopted, because you notice that Pinkie Pie's pink, but her family are all gray.
That's probably just a contrast of characters. And besides, she's lucky to even have a family. I mean, sure, we've seen the Applejack's family, but what about the others, like Fluttershy or Rainbow Dash?
Well, Fluttershy is going to get a brother appearing in the series later down the road, but how that will hold up with fans, I don't know yet. We do see her relationship with her sister Maud, which is a very funny, considering that Maud is the emotionless and boring and cold one, while Pinkie Pie is the happy, fun-loving, warm-hearted one of the family. But we do see that she's so entertaining that Maud actually does accept Pinkie Pie for who she is and loves her with all her heart, to the point of even saving her, while dressed as a Nazi, but we're not going to delve into that.
I just wonder what the rest of her family will be like now.
Although, considering her family, it's actually raised questions whether she might be related to Octavia or Applejack even. Considering that one of her sisters does look a bit like Octavia, and if you compare them, it's possible that this was Octavia as a child related to Pinkie, and we still haven't seen solid proof that it is or it isn't her, so a lot of fans are going with that theory that Octavia might be her sister, and of course Applejack might be her second cousin twice removed. But the documents are unclear because they have a smudge on them, apparently. But the Apples consider her family anyway, but the audience doesn't know what to think of it.
So she has a not-so-great family life. What has she done for Ponyville? I mean, what about the Parasprites invasion? She didn't really become all clear on that. She was just gathering instruments. And when Rarity was stuck inside a sweatshop as if trying to evade a rat, all she did was run past her, grab a flute, and leave, showing no care for Rarity's safety whatsoever.
Well, she's more concerned about getting rid of the Parasprites. Did you see those things? They're like swarming all over town like the crows in Resident Evil. She wanted to get rid of them, so she got the instruments together herself to start an attack against the Parasprites and lure them away from their town. Unlike the main 6, the rest of them just pushed them all in a ball and rolled them over to Philadelphia. Pinkie Pie actually lured them away and sent them off peacefully. Although, to be clear, she could have actually clarified what she was doing with the others, but for some reason chose not to, and they thought she was just being her normal crazy self. However, Pinkie Pie did end up saving the entire town, which kind of makes up for her previous situation where she kind of caused the destruction of a town by making the buffalo pissed off and causing a war between them.
Another thing that Pinkie's done is she used the legendary mirror pool to clone herself. Then those clones became more sentient, created more clones, more clones, more clones, more clones, and then almost destroyed the town because of their happiness.
But it showed that Pinkie did have some character development. Like, the clones are all just flat, two-dimensional versions of herself who only care about fun and happiness. The real Pinkie actually wants to be normal and have her friends love her again, and she did this all to impress them, to bond with them, since she didn't have time, since being a party pony isn't as cracked up as it is to be. So she basically tries to stop the clones, but ends up losing her identity, showing that Pinkie Pie does have some mental capacity in her and is not just a crazy loon who likes to have fun like her clones. And in the end, she proves to be smarter than the clones because she concentrates on watching the paint dry rather than focusing on the fun stuff that her clones are easily distracted by and killed for. However, that does raise some questions, like some fans actually do think that the real Pinkie might have been killed and a clone replaced her, but let's try not to think about that. I think she's safe and fine and reuniting with her friends again.
What about her relationships with other characters? And no, I don't mean shipping. I mean just having, like, bonding. You know, let's say Zecora or Princess Luna, where she caused people to hate them or fear them.
True, she did definitely cause the hate against Luna, and was a part of the racist group against Zecora. However, those two changed themselves later. Once we see, for a brief second, Pinkie Pie does bond with Zecora and a friend indeed, where they wave hello to each other and she knows her birthday now. And Princess Luna, not quite sure if they made up, because it seems like Luna's still annoyed by Pinkie Pie, considering the Equestria Girls movie, and with the Tantabus incident, where she's upset over Pinkie Pie's stupidity for letting it go. Pinkie Pie does have a lot of screw-ups in her life, but she also has a lot of good points, like fixing the town from parasprites and keeping everybody happy and nice, showing that she does care about them.
And what about her 2 jobs that she works? As a party planner, that doesn't seem to get a whole lot of business, and a babysitter, which doesn't seem to get a whole lot of business.
Doesn't get a lot of business. Her party planner, she planned the party with Princess Cadence. She planned the party for her parents. She planned the party for Twilight's coronation. And she planned children's parties a lot.
Yes, but all of her parties seem to be just like that. For 6-year-olds.
I think Pinkie Pie's applying mostly to rich ponies. That's how she's staying in business. Like a princess in Diamond Tiara whose family is filthy rich. Not the character, I mean actually filthy rich. But she does seem to apply for more of the rich ponies, and then she does bargains with the cakes to stay at their home. I'm suggesting, like, she works for their cupcake stands and sells sweets, and does sometimes screw up their business by giving away free samples when it's not even her business, but she does seem to be doing jobs for them just to keep her place, and I suspect she might be working for free just to keep that room above their house business, is it? But yeah, I think she's doing mostly trades, and she did sell some sweets a lot, and she's a professional baker, so she must be getting paid for that, since we see that she makes cupcakes and cakes and all that juicy stuff.
She also makes another kind of cupcakes.
But Pinkie Pie's a good role model, actually, compared to Rarity and Applejack, who don't really make good examples for girls, considering that Applejack's a very tomboyish racist, and Rarity's everything a girl should not be. Pinkie Pie's pretty much that happy optimist that people want to be, but it shows that Pinkie Pie's not perfect either, considering that she does have mental breakdowns and can be annoying to a lot of characters. It shows that even though you can be happy and optimistic, you're not perfect either. Pinkie Pie shows that definitely in spades in her episodes. While she does have her sad moments and shows that she is afraid of losing her friends and not being happy and entertaining to everyone, she shows that she has character depth and wants to bond with people despite her over-the-top wacky antics, showing some sweet character depth.
Well, what a good note to end this video on.
Wait, I'm not done. I forgot to compare Pinkie Pie to Deadpool. Yes, people consider Pinkie Pie the Deadpool of My Little Pony, considering that she breaks the fourth wall, she's crazy awesome, she's faster than Rainbow Dash, she's a good chef, And she knows everybody and everything that happens in the show and in the town. And she can use her hair to control stuff, her mane and tail. And she has her party cannon, an awesome weapon that doesn't make any sense. And of course, she's friendly to all children. One interesting note is that she actually used to be a leader in Generation 3 before she got demoted to a dumbass for this Generation 4, where she's now literally the idiot of the group. But she is pretty much the funniest character still, and everybody loves her for it because she's so well-meaning and good.
Well, another good note to end that on. So, I'm Wolf.
And I'm CatTazTrophy.
We will see you all later.